Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and greetings students. So we are back with mathematics. I hope everyone is doing well and still remember what we learned from the last class about set. Let us recall together what was our previous class was about. Okay, in last class we learned about building a set from a specific characteristic. Then we learned about the symbol of set, which is represented using the curly bracket. Continue to today's lesson. I have a question for you. What do you know about universal set? Basically, in a simple term, it contains all related elements that are discussed and can be represented using a diagram called Venn diagram. Have you heard of Venn diagram? No? Okay, let me tell you, Venn diagram was developed to visualize the relationship among group of things using shapes like circles, rectangles, and also squares. Squares. So today, we are going to learn to identify and explain universal set and complement of a set. Then we will learn to construct the Venn diagram by illustrating universal set and the complement of a set. As I mentioned earlier, the universal set contains all the elements being discussed and is typically denoted by the letter U. From a universal set, we can now build a set, a specific characteristic. However, the given characteristic might not be suitable to all the elements given. So, we name all the elements that doesn't suit a set characteristic as complement of a set. Confused? Let me illustrate you using this example. Let us look at example number 1. In the classroom, there are Amir, Shazwani, Imran, Fatin, Pei, Nick, Badrul, Tibian, and Irina. Among the students, only those names starts with a consonant joined a dance competition at school. The others are not the members of the dance team. Okay, first of all, we need to identify who is our universal set. Basically, as I mentioned, it's all the elements that have been discussed, which means those 9 students that are mentioned in the questions. So, our universal set will be all of the students. Then we can proceed to identify our set. Okay, it was given a characteristic where the set must consist of students that has names that starts with consonants. So here we're gonna have Shazwani, Fatin, Pei, Nick, Badrul, and Tibian as our set, and we can denote this set by the letter A. Then what happens with the other elements that does not listed as set A? Yes, they become the complementary set of set A. Okay, then who is our elements for the complementary set? Correct, there are Amir, Imran, and Irina. So I've drawn for you a Venn diagram. So you will need to draw a big rectangle to represent the universal set. Then you will need a big circle and drawn inside the rectangle to represent the set. Now we can fill in our elements inside the shapes. For the circle, we need to fill in our elements for set A, which are the 6 students that have been discussed just now. So what happens to the other students that are not listed in set A? Yes, they will be written outside the circle but still within the rectangle. So here are our elements for the complement set. And we're done with that diagram. I hope everyone understands how to determine the set, the complementary set, and also the Venn diagram. Did everyone understand? I hope you do, because we are going to do the next question to enhance our understanding. Let's do question number 2. Given that U consists of X, which is an integer, and X must be more than 1 but less than 10. Determine the elements of set P and the complement of set P, then draw a Venn diagram. Let us take some time and let you try and solve this question first before we discuss. Okay, let's do this together and discuss the answer. So it was mentioned U here, which is our universal set, is an integer, where integer consists of positive and negative numbers. But it has further characteristic here whereby x is more than 1 but less than 10. So our elements for our universal set. So here is our set U. Let's determine the element for set P. Okay, for set P, it was stated here the characteristic of set P is consists of prime numbers. Do you still remember what prime numbers are? Basically, prime numbers are numbers that cannot be divided apart from 1 or itself. Hence, our set P here will consist of number. Okay, I've listed down set U and set P. So, what happens to those elements that are listed in universal set but not in set P? Yes, they become the complement of set P. So, we denote the set with P prime, and then it will consist of numbers 4, 6, 8, and 9. So let us proceed in filling the shapes with the correct elements. Alright, so here, P here, it will consist of prime numbers as you listed down before, and these are the elements that should be inside the circle, which is set P. So now we're going to write all the complement element for set P, numbers that are not prime numbers. So they consist of 4, 6, 8, and 9. So we're done with Venn diagram. So I hope that everyone understands. So I have a homework for you to complete. I have posted an assessment on Google Classroom. What you have to do is you need to go to our Google Classroom and then click on the latest assessment posted. Click on the link that I've put in the assessment. You can answer the online quiz and then return the marks to me so that your marks will be recorded in the system. So that's all for today. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.